Well, happy Good Monday morning, everybody. It's Motivational Monday, and Tania is here to motivate your dogs too.
Oh, yes. Good morning. No, I was just telling Rina that I bought a little shark life jacket for my doggy because we go to the beach a lot, and I thought it would be cute for the gram.
I think you're right. I think it is a So
If
we
it's
are
not on
here.
the gram, it didn't happen.
It's happening. Put that on your dog and it will be happening. So we are, I am Rina and this is Tania, Motivational Monday. We will be mostly live, but until we get the hang of it. Right now we're pre-recording everything. The plan is to be live.
That is the plan.
Tania, why don't you go introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Tania Mack. I am a certified transformational health coach, and I help people who are struggling on the dieting roller coaster achieve food freedom by creating a healthy relationship with food and their body.
And I'm Rina Mora with Tiny But Mighty Coaching. I'm a visionary business and life coach, focusing on working with small business owners to create more growth and sustainability through creating systems that work for them, that support more efficiency, productivity, and prosperity. Life coach, you figure it out.
Figure it out.
Power people, that's what I do.
I love it. I love that we don't even know what we're talking about today, but something did pop into my mind if you want to roll with it.
Yeah, I think we should. I like rolling.
So we just briefly had a conversation about what's been going on. Excuse me. Me. I don't even have my water in our world.
Thought that in my head and then you did it.
So we had a brief conversation before we jumped on here talking about what's going on in our world. And so there's been a lot of new things happening and things that have made us a little nervous. And I know you've had to step outside of your comfort zone with a new gig you have going on, and likewise with me, and kind of moving more into the corporate world of health coaching. I felt like this weekend I was like scrambling, trying to figure out like what I was doing and my pricing and blah, blah, blah. And I felt a little bit stressed out because I'm kind of doing this all alone. And, we've talked about, being I won't say the word, it's so bad, entrepreneur. It can be a little bit lonely when you're running your own business, particularly if you're doing it online and you don't have like a community. So I wanted to kind of maybe talk a little bit about that and, kind of moving through that discomfort and reaching out to people and, getting some people's feedback and that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. And actually, that is why I do like using the word solopreneurs. I work with a lot of
I think I can say that one better. Solopreneur. It's the preneur part.
Preneur. Yeah. Do you want to know, because of the way it's pronounced, it took me so long to actually figure out how to spell it right every time? I can't. Okay, but that's on me. We're not talking about my spelling right now. But it's true. It is, we've talked about this before, that that whole saying of it's lonely at the top, and how do you stay engaged? And for me, what I'm finding is, I'm in like 3 courses right now, and the overwhelm of that. But on the flip side, the support that you get with that, and how beneficial it has been to not only have a coach that's there coaching you through it, but also having some type of peer group that kind of gets where you're at. I like to tell my clients to stay around the campfire. We are a reflection of the 5 people that we hang out with. So as much as we want to hang out with our friends and be social, are those friends getting us closer to what we want? And that's where that whole, I believe, that loneliness comes in, because you don't feel like they understand where you're at, like what you're going through. Like, I stayed home yesterday. I was supposed to go see my daughter for Mother's Day. And because I have a really important meeting today, I sacrificed that. We postponed it because, and it was lonely. I didn't go to my sister's for dinner. I was invited to go celebrate Mother's Day with them. And it was just, there's that like I have so much to do. What do I put before me? What matters more?
Right.
Or right now in this moment, and it is lonely. And as you get into the unknown, like you're saying, like going into the corporate, like
It's like, oh my
it-
gosh, who do I talk to about this? Like,
right, and then you're
yeah.
like, where do I find these people, right? Like, where do I find my people that are in this? And that's why I love having a community of other coaches, or people like in like profession. I
Mhm.
dislike the question, like, who's your competition? I'm like, what do you mean, who's my competition? Like, I need my support. Like, who's going to support me? Who knows where I've been that can, like, tell me, like, oh, yeah, I tried that. It didn't work or
Well, who's
whatever.
your competition for me is like from a scarcity mindset, and I don't operate in that world at all. I have a lot of collaborations with people who would be considered my competition. So, I that's not even my mindset. So when people say things like that, I'm like, whatever, dude. It's like my husband in real estate. He has a really awesome, amazing real estate team that he worked so hard for. And when a lot of people were viewing other realtors as competition, because real estate can be a crazy market, Rob was actually developing professional relationships with the ones who he had really good interactions with. And that has come in so handy for his clients, for how smoothly his transactions run, all of that kind of stuff. So I think, really ditching that scarcity mindset, because everybody's different and everybody has a different skill set and personality, and really like starting, as you said, plugging into a community that can help support you. And that kind of became really apparent to me this weekend. I thought, we always talk about coaches having coaches and how important it is to have a coach as a coach. And I think that's where I found the gap in my world this weekend, where I was like, oh gosh, girl, you've actually grown, and now you need to like step it up and get a coach and find somebody who can help you through this next phase of your business.
Right. Yeah. And that's, I don't think that that's super normalized. You know what I mean? Like, where else are we going to find that? Where else are you going to get that support that you need on this new venture?
Yeah.
Unless you go into the community. I like
Yeah,
say, like, stay
totally.
around the campfire, like get around the people that are doing what you want, and the people that you look up to, find a way to have a conversation with them. May I buy you a cup of coffee? Can I take you to lunch? Can I just kind of pick your brain and maybe vent?
And a little vent on the side.
Like, oh, I just got all blurry. Huh.
Oh, you went blur.
I
Oh.
know. I was like, what's happening? Fun technology. Um, but like it is about learning from the best, and it it's different when you're just like listening to audiobooks or listening to podcasts. There's something about having somebody that you can have that interaction with, so that you don't feel lonely. And the thing is, like, I feel like right now there is a lot of opportunities for change for
Mhm.
those that have been wanting to have more and that have been on the journey of doing the work, which you have. It's like now it feels like there's a lot of payoffs happening, and
Right.
it gets a little scary because it's uncharted territory, but it's also exciting, and I can relate in that because I'm right now in the limbo zone.
Gotta love that zone.
You're not.
That's all the joys of like running your business, I feel like. And there is a lot of trial and error. And everything I was reading yesterday was like, yeah, I had to like muddle through so many things until I figured it out, in the coaching world when it comes to the corporate setting and stuff. Because honestly, I feel like health coaching is a fairly new industry. I mean, health, life, all of that. Like coaching is, I mean, Tony Robbins has been doing it forever, but for us people, it's fairly new. People, there's so many different versions of coaching, but I think coaches really kind of give you some new insight, right? Because we get so stuck in our ways of thinking about things. And when we're in our business, they always say step back so you can actually see. But, when we're in it, it's like, it's really nice to have somebody kind of challenge your thoughts and be like, well, hey, did you think about doing this? Or, just asking those questions that get your mind like the wheels turning.
That's the best thing about having friends that are coaches and having other people to mastermind with, because they just listen differently.
It's so true. Yeah.
I can be having a conversation with you or have a conversation with another life coach that I know, and the things that you guys catch, that's the point. Like, you're like, oh, well, did you realize that that's how you were saying it, or the energy that you're putting on it, or you just said the answer in your question. Like,
Right.
we the other coaches around you hear that, and they're your sounding boards. It's so important.
Yeah.
And
Pretty awesome, actually.
right, like,
Well, I think I noticed that this has been the theme though, community and being plugged in, because I think COVID, really, well, it forced us into our little caves. And then I think some of us got used to staying in that cave. I'm guilty of that. So, I really found it hard to get out there and start doing in-person things again, because I was like in my little hole until I made myself do it. And I was like, yay, people, and that came up, when I went to church this weekend. I just thought about it and I'm like, oh my gosh, these awesome people that I'm meeting who are on the same page, like who are a community in this world. And I don't know, it was like something that really kind of hit me on the head with a hammer this weekend, that being plugged in and being part of a community, whether it's in business, spiritual life, whatever it is so important.
I think because, I love that you brought that up. It's something that I've also, probably in like the last week or so, really has been brought to my attention, because I'm an extroverted introvert. When I'm around people, I am good. I am on fire. I want to talk to you. The minute I walk away and I'm by myself, I'm like, don't bother me. I don't have it in me. So working from home and being home has been really easy in a sense. I mean, it's been challenging, but in the sense that I don't have to think about being social. Like, I don't
Right.
have to think about, like, okay, well,
You
like,
talk to the people you have to talk to and then move on.
mhm, and you're ready for it, right? But then but being around other people in the community, you forget when you're home and you're not around that,
Mm-hmm.
the the energy that happens, like the back and forth, and how there's so much more synergy when you're with other people, and how it really truly lifts you up and lights you up, and it gets things firing in a different way.
I'm glad you said that, because I feel like the depression that can come with like being alone sometimes, or not even full depression, but that, like you said, the energy level drops, right? Because you are by yourself in your own thoughts all day. It creeps up on you though. So you don't really notice it. And you think you're
Yes.
fine on your own. And then all of a sudden you realize that, oh my gosh, my mindset's kind of down the toilet a little bit, and you just end up kind of on this negative path a little bit. And then when I, for at least for myself, when I would go into places and meet people, my energy would lift instantly. And I was like, oh my gosh, we were designed to be around people.
Yes. And think about this. So, as much
Even
as,
if you don't like people.
even if you don't like people, because I don't always like people. Shh.
I mean, I love all the people, even if I don't like you, I still love you.
Yeah. Well, yes. On a whole, I can love that you are here to show me something that I might not want to see. Um, so that I
Sorry,
can
I think I
learn
might have
from
cut
it.
you off too, but I was like,
Oh, oh, but what I was the point I was wanting to make is that even though we think that we're comfortable being alone, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's what we desire, because
right.
you can be comfortable being uncomfortable, because you're used to it, because it is just, you can be uncomfortable. I mean, you can be comfortable being unhappy because you haven't learned what true happiness is, or you're not around it enough. So you're just more used to not being happy. It doesn't mean that you enjoy it. It's just your comfort, and it's uncomfortable to put yourself out there until you actually get out there. So it's just like motivation comes after the action. You don't motivate and then do it. Like, you got to do it, and then the motivation comes and you keep doing it.
Yeah, like my motivation to work out is my biceps. Just kidding. They used to be so much bigger.
It's just like a losing battle for me. I mean, I they're in there. I feel them.
They're under there somewhere.
It's been a joke like my whole adult life. I have peas and I got carrots.
I mean, I used to have a trainer that said we all have abs. They're just, some people's are just under a lot of layers of fat.
So we all have it in us. We all have the magic in us. You just got to figure out how to pull it out of you.
And don't write me for saying that word, okay? Do not write me for saying fat. I said it.
I said it.
Move on.
I mean, it's a fact. It really does exist in our body. So don't be mad. It's alliteration. It's literal.
Offended. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, I think like going back to the whole thing of community and as you journey into new things, and that's why moving up the ladder, whatever that ladder is for you, just moving up in life and growing can be so scary and so lonely because you're not always going to, the people around you right now aren't always going to understand your growth. And as a matter of fact, some people aren't going to want you to grow because they don't want to grow. And you growing in order for them to stick around with you means that they may have to rise up a little bit and they don't have it in them. You know, misery loves company too.
It can get a little tricky if you're the only one growing in, you know, different areas of your life. That zone can be a little bit tricky. And that's why I think ultimately it's really important to surround yourself with people who are doing the things you do. Honestly, like in your health journey, you 100% want to surround yourself with people who are active, you know, who have made health and wellness a lifestyle, you know, so that it's not something that you do, but it's something that you are, right? So health and wellness, like you embody it. You know, if you're constantly surrounding yourself with people who don't care about their health, it's going to be really difficult for you to own that and to make it part of your identity, right?
Or to like have a gathering, you know, when you're around people that are active, activities will, you know, gear you toward your like thing. So if you have friends that are active, the chances of you going on a hike on the weekends are higher than you going to the movies.
Yeah, but it's also fun because I had a group of friends, we used to always trail run and stuff on the weekends and then go like eat lunch and have a couple of drinks or whatever. And it was like, yay, we used to always call it earning our day. We're earning our day. But honestly, because we're all active people, health was like important to us. So we would do those things. And yeah, it did feel like earning my day. So I went out, I did an amazing hike, like we ran, we put ourselves through it, and then we got to enjoy the fruits of our labor, right?
I love that. Earn your day. That is great. Yeah, I mean, I think it says a lot. Like, and also like how great is it when you have friends that even though you're not in like professions, but you're all doing something to be better. So like you get to like cheer each other on and like, you know, it's nice to surround yourself with those people. And also, as you know, you started this conversation with, you know, you're just kind of journeying and venturing into something new. um it is scary, and then, you know, finding who you can lean on to like, okay, have you done this? What did you do? How'd you go about it? I don't just want to have to deal with Google.
No, Google had me all kinds of flustered yesterday. I mean, it's like Googling like your health issue. You're either almost dead or or it's really nothing. So I don't know. That's where the range is. You're, you know, it's nothing or you're dying. So
you're a modern miracle or or you're dying. I mean, I think it's good to be supported and surrounded by people that can be a good ear, like even if they don't understand, but can listen to you and hear where you're also could use the support more, you know, emotionally.
Yeah. So
moral support.
If we're going to wrap this up into a cute little package with a bow, what's the moral of the story, Rina?
Get around, you know, have community, get around people that lift you up. When you're
plug in, that's my favorite.
Plug in. Yeah, I was just gonna say, when you're getting into a new community, plug in, get familiar, you know, find your people, or your resources, whatever. You know, not everybody's a people person. Some people might like to dive into literature or podcasts. Just find where you find your community in whatever media or form that looks like. And, you know, just keep plugging away. I think it's about growth. Be willing to get uncomfortable until you're comfortable.
I don't know. I haven't felt comfortable since I started my business.
Yeah, you're not there yet. See, you're still uncomfortable. You're working to get comfortable.
I am. I don't think it's ever going to happen because every time I start feeling like a tiny bit comfortable, I'm all like, all right, what's next? What's the next mountain to climb?
Growth phase. I love it. I know it is. It's about just continuing
I'm
to
all like, girlfriend, like, just seriously, isn't it time to like retire on an island somewhere and sip your cocktails and just be cool?
Not yet. Not yet. I'm not ready for that yet. I like taking breaks doing that to
I
remind
want like
myself.
my own chickens and I don't know. Just I'm ready. I'm ready.
You're ready. See,
But
we're
in
all
the
on different
meantime, until I get there, I am of service to you all. If you have any health or wellness questions or struggles, please reach out. I am here for you. I'm not going to the island yet.
Yes, and we will be our information is in the details of this YouTube, and we will be back on Mondays. You will have something to watch. We're not quite to the live just yet. We're still trying to figure out our schedules, but we'll get there. And I'm Rina. If you are wanting to understand what it's like to work for a coach, I do offer discovery calls. Or if you want to speak to me about, business life coaching, my information is also going to be in the chat. Most importantly, if you would like us to dissect a topic for you, feel free to send us some information. We're always looking for new things to chat about, but as always, we will always find something to chat about.
Yeah, personal experiences, whatever the world wants to drop on us, whatever. We're here for it.
Just depends on what's happening in the world and our worlds in the moment. So, alrighty, have a wonderful rest of your week, everybody, or rest of your week, whole week. It's just starting. Hope we were able to motivate you in some shape, fashion, or form.
Cool. Bye.
Bye.